Hey guys, so I wanted to do a quick tutorial on how I apply my foundation. I've already primed my entire face. I use Stila's Hydrating Primer. It has SPF 15 in here, and it's very moisturizing. It's good for dry skin, which is what I have. Probably not good for those with oily skin, as it does, feel a little bit oily whenever you do apply it too. But it's excellent, for moisturizing dry skin. So what I do is I take my Missha BB cream. Let me show you the bottle here. So I ordered this off of eBay, and I'll put a link to my eBay seller down below, but there are numerous Asian retailers of this BB cream. And what I do is I just take a little bit, apply it to my finger, and you can see that the foundation's pretty thick. So it goes on, actually much thinner than you would expect, kind of like a tinted moisturizer. And what I do to apply it is I just rub my fingers with this BB cream, and I just start right here at my cheekbones where I have freckles that I want to conceal. So I just rub around there, go into my nose where I also want the most coverage, and now just take a little bit more. Rub-a-dub, and just work on my chin and the lower half of my face. Alright, and then one last section with my forehead, just taking a little bit again. And I always apply, less instead of more, because I don't want too thick of a layer of this BB cream on my face, just because I don't want it to look cakey. So that's why you can see that, because I use less, or I err on the side of less, I end up applying in more sections. But yeah, the great thing about this BB cream is that it does actually help your skin heal. It was originally designed to be used on patients after their skin treatments. And what I've noticed is that, it has helped my skin, fade its pigments, especially right here where I have the hyperpigmentation of freckles and some dark sunspots. It has lightened it significantly, actually, the longer I've used this. So now I'm basically done applying my foundation. I will set it with a powder afterwards. And right now I am using the Magically Cool powder, liquid powder that MAC just released in its Venomous Villains collection. So the cool thing about this powder is that whenever you do apply it, it does feel just like a liquid powder, which is amazing. But it's very fine, and it doesn't settle into my fine lines or pores at all. And it just creates a nice little glistening glow on my skin. So what I do is I just take my MAC 150 brush. This is a great, just kind of big powder brush. And I just dip a little bit, right into the powder so that I get, this top of my brush covered. And then I just take the lid and I just kind of, swirl it around so that it's all evenly blended out, because I don't want any area of my face getting too much color deposited. So once that's there, I just start right there at my nose. And I don't put too much on because I don't want my entire face glowing. I just kind of put the areas where I want that glow. So kind of going in that top forehead area down to this upper cheekbone as a highlight. Taking a little bit more now. And just swirling it into the lid. I always feel like a Bare Minerals, tap, buff, and swirl. But it's kind of the same idea. And just put it right here on my cheekbones, upper cheekbones on the other side, and the top forehead area. And then just kind of using whatever's left, and just putting that on the remainder of my face. So that's basically it. I have now put on my my BB cream, which is my liquid foundation, and then just set it with a powder. And it's very light, so let me zoom in for a close-up. You can see that the BB cream does cover amazingly well. So it's not too heavy, so my skin still does come through, which is nice. But you can see that this area, especially where I have my freckles, it does cover it up. but it, you know, doesn't settle into my fine lines. And it's just very sheer, and it looks very natural. The finish is a little bit dewy. It's not completely matte, which I actually really like. It kind of gives my face a nice healthy glow. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks. Hey guys, so I figured since I've been doing reviews of the MAC Pro Longwear Foundation and showing how they wear up over the course of a day, it would be helpful to show you how the Missha BB cream also wears up throughout the day. You know, it's my holy grail foundation that I use. So this is the BB cream after a full day of wear. Let me give you guys a close-up look. You'll have to ignore the concealer. I'm actually wearing the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, which I'm not a fan of. So ignore the dryness that you see kind of around the eyes, and just kind of, yeah, focus on everything else. So yeah, it looks pretty much exactly like it looked in the morning when I first put it on, which is amazing. I did no blotting. I didn't touch up. You know, this is just, you know, me wearing it throughout the day. I would say that one thing I do notice is that when I first put the color on, it's a little bit lighter than my natural skin tone, but within about 30 minutes it oxidizes and it turns to a color that's pretty much exactly matching my skin tone. So I've noticed that, you know, that happens with a lot of people. My mom and, you know, several of my close friends also use this, and they have found the same thing. So I would say that, you know, try out the foundation and let it sit on your skin, even if the color doesn't match, you know, just right off the bat, and you might like what you see. The other thing is that, you know, set with the magically cool liquid powder, I find that it gives my skin still kind of a nice little glow. The powder itself does have a little bit of iridescence to it. So my skin does look a little bit dewy and glowy. Definitely not greasy or oily. You can see, you know, in the camera, there's, you know, a tiny little bit kind of right here and around the forehead and the cheekbone area, but that's also because, you know, that's where I've put the magically cool liquid powder, and so that's kind of where you see, you know, the light reflecting a little bit more. The other thing that I really like is that this BB cream really does help your skin. It really does, you know, kind of fix, you know, any problem areas that you have. You know, my freckles and pigmentation that I used to have has gotten considerably lighter. A few weeks ago, my cat scratched me on my forehead, and it was, you know, it was a very noticeable scratch, and it actually healed up very quickly, much more quickly actually than another scratch on my arm. You know, if you can see that, you know, where my cat also scratched me. So, you know, this BB cream, it really does heal. You know, just kind of by pure accident, I was able to test that out. And so I highly recommend the Missha BB cream. Unfortunately, you can't buy this in the US at any store unless you have a store that really just carries Asian skincare. But you can order it online, and I'll put some links, you know, down below. Or if you know somebody living, you know, in you know, China or Taiwan, you know, my mom went to Taiwan and she was able to just pick this up at the local drugstore for $10. So this cream is very affordable. It's the best cream that I found for, you know, for my skin. If it's dry, if it's oily, I found that, you know, it works great. But from personal experience, my skin is dry, and I love this, you know, this cream. So I hope this review helps you guys. Stay tuned for more. Thanks.